Who do you think is under more pressure this upcoming season? Is it Dak type 4 or is it Tom Brady type 12?
I think it's very clearly Dak Prescott.
Okay.
And that's not really a shot in any way at Brady, but I look at it this way, okay, if you're looking ahead both this year and next year, if the Cowboys struggle, they're going to blame Dak, and that's just what we've seen for quite a while here at this point. Tom Brady, if they struggle, yeah, of course they'll blame Brady. The worst case scenario is Dak gets paid, or he still is on the franchise tag, and he has a down year. That's either going to lead to less money next year, or he's just going to get ridiculed by everyone else, even if it's not his fault, just like it was this past year. If Brady struggles, he's old. It's okay if Brady struggles. It just means that Father Time finally caught up to him. If Dak struggles, well, that means there's going to be some question marks about him long term. I think that'd be very fair in that scenario. So in terms of the pressure, I think Dak has more of it, just because he is still building a career and trying to make money in the future, or proving that he's worth that contract. If Brady struggles, he's just old. I think it's Dak, especially with where he's at in the contract.
I don't know if I disagree with Dak. However, I might make the argument that Tom Brady might have more to lose in terms of overall, I don't want to say the word ego, but right now we consider Tom Brady the GOAT. If he has a bad year and the Patriots have a good year, there is going to be a lot of people out there that point the finger and say, maybe it wasn't Brady, maybe it was Belichick. And especially when you consider the fact the weapons that Brady is going to have this upcoming season with the Buccaneers. Because I'll make the argument he has the best receiving core in the entire NFL. You have a top 10 receiver in Mike Evans. You have a top 10 receiver in Chris Godwin. And that's only the receivers. Then you throw into the mix the tight ends where, they got this guy back from retirement, Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate. I mean, that's the best tight end group in the entire National Football League.
It's funny. I think you're actually looking at one of the best, or two of the best weapon groups in the NFL with the BUCS. The tight ends help make up for, frankly, being pretty uncertain at the wide receiver 3 spot. Dak played really well last year for the Dallas Cowboys. He was really set up for failure because of bad defense and historically just trash special teams for the Dallas Cowboys. But you have Amari Cooper, you have Michael Gallup, you have CeeDee Lamb. Receiver 4 is very much up in the air. You're hoping for a bigger year from Blake Jarwin. You also still, of course, have Zeke Elliott. So offensively, you would expect Dak to have a big year as well. If he doesn't, that means something went horribly wrong, and it's probably Dak's fault. Of course, there are ways in which it's not, but Dak's probably going to get the blame for it. So I think it's a good question. I lean more towards Dak because my mind says, look, if Brady struggles and the Patriots are good, we know Belichick's a great coach. Brady's going to be 43 by the time the year starts. I'm going to blame it on the age, not that he didn't have Belichick anymore.
So we're going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. At least I am, and I want you guys to let me know. So scroll on down. Who's under more pressure this upcoming season? If you think it's going to be Dak Prescott, I want you to type 4. If you think it's going to be Tom Brady, I want you to type 12. And while you're down in the comments, argue with each other. Tell us why. Tom and I, we go and look. So who's under more pressure this upcoming season? Speaking of pressure, Tom and I need your help. So we need to get 330 likes on this video. Boss has basically just said, or else. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you know what it means, but
I don't want to know what it means.
I would like to be able to keep doing some live shows. So if you want to help us out, like the video, we got to get up to 330 likes. All right, we'll quit clowning around. We'll talk about Jadeveon now. Going to the Browns because there's a report that Cleveland is the favorite to go out and sign Clowney, who I would still make the argument is the top free agent left unsigned.
I think you'd be right. So there's kind of two different reports here that we'll talk about as one, the Adam Schefter side and the Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports side. Robinson says that the Browns are still kind of the favorite in large part because, as Schefter says, well, they've offered the most money so far. And obviously you guys can read between the lines. If Clowney hasn't accepted that offer yet, probably means he rejected it, or at least hasn't said yes at this point. So I think in 3 days you'll see a Clowney doesn't want to go to the Browns or whatever, but that is still in play here for the Browns. And I like the idea a lot because I think he's better than Olivier Vernon, and he might be at the same price tag, if not cheaper. You could cut Vernon if you're worried about money. You don't have to because Cleveland has the cap space, and then sign Clowney. The other report here was that the price was around that Robinson said that Clowney didn't want $14 million per year.
Correct.
And that was kind of the implied offer out of Cleveland. That was never outright said, but, kind of read between the lines there, folks. But that $13-15 million range seems to be where things are at. It seems that Clowney doesn't want to go to Cleveland. Maybe what he's done is try to take that offer to a different team and be like, hey, can you guys match? So far, obviously, no takers.
And I think that's the really interesting thing here with Jadeveon, where you have a player who is very talented, and also in that Yahoo report, he basically said, if you're asking for money in the $20 million range, that means you need to be a 14, 15 sack type player.
Yeah.
He just hasn't done that. Maybe he takes a 1-year prove-it deal. Maybe the Browns are a team for him to do that. So will the Browns go out and sign Clowney? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. Let us know in the comments section. And if you want to see some maybe other destinations, not just the Cleveland Browns, I made a video on our main channel, which you're watching, Jadeveon Clowney Destinations, where I break down the top 6 teams that could go out and get them. Just make sure you guys are subscribed, because the more subscribers we get, the more videos Tom and I can do. So that way, we don't have to hear a or else, because when we get a lot of subscribers, when we get a lot of people watching our live videos, we can just do more of them. The link is below, youtube.com/chatsportstv, and LSU Saints, David Renteria, William, take that link, send it to all your friends, say, hey, these guys at Chat Sports, they're pretty cool. One guy who, I'll be honest, I don't really think is very cool at all, it's Antonio Brown, and there's now rumors that he could be going to the Redskins because Antonio Brown can't stay off social media.
Well, he was also working with Dwayne Haskins at a workout, and there are a couple other Redskins players involved there. It's interesting.
Sure, it's Antonio Brown.
It's I could kind of see it from the Redskins' perspective. They have Terry McLaurin, who I like, if not love, and then
but he's not a number one.
I think he could be, but I like him to be my number 2 in his second year. That would be much better for Haskins, because beyond McLaurin, I don't really like the receiver core.
But I mean, as much as I don't like AB, and again, FAB, you guys know the drill. If you are trying to figure out what you have in a Dwayne Haskins, or maybe if you need to move on, it doesn't hurt to maybe go out and get a receiver who is a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL.
You're right from an on-field perspective that Antonio Brown being installed as the number 1 receiver for the Redskins would be good. I would be pretty worried about my young quarterback getting influenced in whatever way by Antonio Brown. That's not a guy I want necessarily bringing into a locker room, although I do think Ron Rivera could be someone who could be enough of a stern disciplinarian to keep Antonio Brown on the right path, but that's a gamble, and I'm not sure you want to do that with a first-year head coach, and in reality, a first-year starter, though, of course, Haskins played a little bit last year.
I mean, if there's a coach to gamble, I mean, come on, it's got to be Riverboat Ron.
He was very conservative. It was a misnomer. He didn't actually gamble that much.
If you want to trigger Tom, just call Riverboat Ron a gambler.
It's a fun nickname, but he actually wasn't very aggressive.
So let us know, will Antonio Brown ever play in the NFL again? Type AB for yes. I'm seeing a lot of FABs for no. I think the NFL has taught me, if you are talented enough, you can get a spot on a roster. I still think Antonio Brown is a top 25, top 30 receiver. So for me, as much as I hate to admit it, I am going to type AB. But again, these shows are about you, so let us know. AB for yes or FAB for no. Now, one team that I used to play for, the technically Oakland Raiders.
There you go.
So if you guys need a new hat, though, go to chatsports.com/NFL hat, because every single hat that you see on screen and your favorite team's hat is 25% off. They got flat bills, they got snapbacks, they got trucker hats, camo, anything you could possibly imagine. Chatsports.com/NFL hat, because again, limited time, up to 25% off.
They've got a massive variety, of course, not just the teams, but the styles, the colors, the fit. Whatever you're looking for, they probably got one on there for you guys on sale. We'll put that link in the comments and the description. It's chatsports.com/NFL hat.
I guess we're sticking here with the Washington Redskins here. Maybe we should do a Redskins report. Is Washington potentially going to be moving on from Adrian Peterson? Because there is this, I'll say in quotes, a report that they could move on from him.
Heavy speculation.
It's speculation, because when you see what they've done this offseason, now they could also save some money by getting rid of him. I do think it's at least worth talking about.
Yeah, and, Young King happy with us right now for doing 2 different stories on the Redskins.
Yep.
It does make sense for Washington, and I appreciate it when there are reports that they make sense. You
Correct.
could save a significant amount of money with the Redskins by cutting Adrian Peterson. but he's still pretty good.
I was just going to say.
Look, I'll be honest. I thought he was done after 2017. I didn't think
Guilty.
a team was going to bring him in. And I think part of that was the NFL's ageist. They don't like older players because they don't help you on special teams. They're more expensive. He had to go to a spot where he could start, and he got that role with Washington. But they got to make some decisions here. They drafted Antonio Gibson, who will play receiver. He's going to make this team. They drafted Bryce Love last year, who was hurt. They signed Peyton Barber and J.D. McKissick. McKissick might be a third down back for them. They spent a second-round pick on Darius Geis, and he got Peterson. You're not going to carry 6 backs. You got to cut at least 2 of them there, and that's tricky.
So, Adrian Peterson, is he going to remain on the team? But the real question I have here is because this actually drives me insane because there is only one right answer.
You.
So what's the correct nickname for Adrian Peterson? Is it AP or is it AD? I need you guys to let us know in the comments. If you put the wrong one, I'm just saying.
You're going to tell them
you might get blocked.
what it is, right?
I'm not going to tell him.
You have to tell him what it is, man.
I think you have to tell him.
It's AD. That is the correct nickname for Adrian Peterson. It's
all day.
All day. All right? AD. It's not AP, which I know it's weird. AD, guys, is the correct nickname.
So settle the debate, spread the word, spread the show, take a screenshot, let everyone know. Adrian Peterson's nickname, it's AD for all day. Also, Tom, we're going to dive into this because I've seen it on Instagram, I've seen it on Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. ESPN released their football power index, and the way that they kind of get these rankings is based on Las Vegas projected win totals, last season's performance on offense, defense, and special teams, the returning starters to the team, coaching staff changes, and then starting quarterback and backup quarterback. So, according to ESPN's FPI, abbreviations, the best chance to win the Super Bowl this year goes to the champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, at 21%. Out of the teams on the screen, which one surprises you the most?
It's the Cowboys. However, this confirms what I previously believed, a.k.a. my priors. Therefore, I put credence in this, and I believe it to be accurate.
Credence?
That's
Is that from The Office?
Yes, it is. It's Creed's uncle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, if those are ESPN's...
Bit of a revival right there.
Those are the best chances to win the Super Bowl. So, who do y'all think is going to win Super Bowl 55? You're going to go with one of those top 5 teams. I'm going to put my money on the New Orleans Saints. I've kind of done that for the last 2-3 years now.
You bet a lot of money last year on
it. I probably bet over $200 on the Saints last season. But hey, you're going to win some and you're going to lose some. I think they're going to have a revenge season. I'm going to bet on the New Orleans Saints to go out and win the Super Bowl this year. Let us know in the comments section who y'all think. Tom and I will be looking. All right, so we're going to keep it moving here because based on that FPI, the hardest NFL schedules goes to the Broncos, Jets, Raiders, Giants, Rams.
So emphasis, this is very different than some of the other ones you've seen out there,
Correct.
namely because it's not based just on last year's win totals, which I think probably a better way to do it is to not do it like the win total. I think this makes a little bit more sense. I think a common thread there is the 2 New York teams and then 2 AFC West teams, Denver and the Raiders.
I think it makes sense because they're playing the NFC
Chiefs.
South. You're also, the Saints, the Chiefs. So. That doesn't make it easy.
Yeah.
How about you go from hardest to easiest? That's kind of weird saying. The Colts, Titans, Bears, Browns, and Lions. When I look
2
at
AFC South teams.
Exactly. So I think when you look at some of these schedules, it is pretty interesting. So based on easiest schedule, based on hardest NFL schedule, basically what they did is they ran a simulation of 20,000 times, and they came out to have the AFC division champs and the NFC division champs. So ESPN projected division champs was the Chiefs. As you can see, also the projected win totals there, 11.2 for the Chiefs. The Ravens, the Bills, the Colts. Are you okay with ESPN's projected division champs out of the AFC?
I'm on board with the Chiefs in Kansas City. I think pretty obviously. I'm on board with Buffalo as well, though the Patriots were pretty darn close to them on top of that. Or the Ravens, excuse me. And then, so Chiefs, Ravens, I'm on board. Bills, I'm fine with. The Colts was the interesting one to me, but the AFC South is so close that I'm not going to be like, wow, how dare they? Like,
If Phillip Rivers
get it.
plays well and Jonathan Taylor can run the football solid, I'm okay with the Colts. However, I'm going to bet my money on King Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and the Tennessee Titans.
I would do the same.
All right, let's now go to the NFC, okay, where they have the 49ers, Vikings, Saints, and Cowboys. I'm okay with this. The only one that does stick out to me is the Vikings. Now, the Vikings and Packers, they were very close.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
I was too much of a coward to do it, but I do
least you'd
think
admit it.
I do think Green Bay is primed for regression. So I think the NFC North will only get one team in. I am okay with them going with the Vikings. I'd still go Green Bay, but I'm on board with the Niners, Saints, and Cowboys as the other division champs.